Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we plunge into dense information to pull out the most compelling insights. Imagine you're preparing for a meeting, but instead of corporate strategy, our mission today is to navigate the dramatic landscapes of three of William Shakespeare's most renowned tragedies.
Precisely. You've handed us the complete text of Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth. So our task really is to distill the core narratives of these, well, monumental works, making their intricate plots accessible and hopefully engaging.
Yeah, our deep dive today will explore the unfolding events of each play in sequence, and then try to uncover why they've stuck around for centuries, why we still call them true classics.
What fundamental truths about, the human condition do they reveal that still resonate with us today?
It's a fascinating challenge, definitely. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start our journey with the tragedy of King Lear. This one just plunges us straight into, well, a royal folly. We meet King Lear. He's an aged monarch, and he makes this fateful decision.
Right, to divide his kingdom among his three daughters. But not just divide it, no, he bases it on their public declarations of love.
Which sounds, I don't know, almost charming on the surface. But yeah, it sets the stage for utter catastrophe.
It absolutely does. His two eldest daughters, Goneril and Regan, they quickly launch into these extravagant, almost sickeningly sweet speeches of devotion. Total flattery.
But his youngest, Cordelia, the one he supposedly loves most, she just responds with a quiet, truthful nothing.
It's such a powerful moment, isn't it? It really shows that stark contrast between, superficial flattery and genuine understated love.
And Lear, in his, I guess, blinding pride and fury, he just cannot bear this honesty. He disowns Cordelia right there on the spot.
Yeah, and banishes his loyal Earl of Kent just for daring to speak up for her. He famously warns him, "Come not between the dragon and his wrath."
So what's really at play here? Is it just pure arrogance, or is there something, I don't know, deeper going on with Lear's rashness?
It's a profound cocktail of both, wouldn't you say? It's definitely the arrogance of absolute power, but maybe also a deep-seated insecurity, like he needs that external validation.
That makes sense.
This moment isn't just about a king losing his temper. It's a chilling reminder of how pride can blind us to genuine affection, shattering trust in an instant.
Yeah. But Cordelia, she finds this unexpected fortune.
Right, she does. Despite having no dowry now, the King of France recognizes her true worth. He's willing to marry her, proclaiming, "Fairest Cordelia, that art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken, and most loved despised."
Wow. So she leaves for France, heartbroken, obviously, but the consequences of Lear's actions back home are, well, just beginning.
Oh, they unravel fast and mercilessly. Goneril and Regan, now they've got their share of the power, they quickly show their true cruel natures.
They immediately start diminishing Lear's retinue, disrespecting him, treating him like a burden, not a king.
Exactly. And their cruelty escalates shockingly fast. Regan especially seems to take this almost sadistic pleasure in treating him badly.
Didn't she support putting Kent in the stocks? Even though Kent was still loyal, just in disguise.
She did. "Till noon. Till night, my lord. And all night, too," she says. Just pure vindictiveness. This relentless psychological torment just drives Lear towards despair and fury.
His descent into madness is, it's absolutely heartbreaking to follow. You hear that famous curse on Goneril, how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. And eventually he flees into that terrible storm. His sanity just erodes further, right? Declaring himself a man more sinned against than sinning.
It's such a powerful image, isn't it? A man stripped bare, facing the elements, mirroring the storm inside his own mind.
And all through this, the fool stays with him.
Yeah, the fool.
Yeah.
Offering this poignant, almost prophetic commentary. He really acts as Lear's conscience, doesn't he? Reminding him, "Thou hadst a little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest thy golden one away."
Cuts right to the heart of it.
It really does. It highlights that sometimes the most profound wisdom comes from, unexpected places.
But Lear's story isn't the only tragedy unfolding here. Shakespeare masterfully weaves in this powerful parallel subplot. The Earl of Gloucester and his two sons.
Yes. Edmund, the illegitimate son, and Edgar, the legitimate heir. It's almost a mirror image of Lear's family drama, isn't it?
It's uncanny. It shows how easily deception can poison even the closest relationships.
And Edmund is a master manipulator. He cunningly schemes to disinherit Edgar using forged letters, lies. He totally plays on his father's credulity.
He knows his father's too trusting.
Exactly. He even says a credulous father and a brother noble whose nature is so far from doing harms that he suspects none. It's a stark warning about how vulnerability to manipulation can be its own kind of tragic flaw.
And the cruelty just escalates beyond belief when Cornwall and Regan, they brutally torture Gloucester. They literally blind him.
It's horrific, a real low point of human malevolence in the play.
Yet, in that agony, Gloucester finally sees the truth, right?
Right.
He realizes Edmund's treachery and Edgar's innocence. Oh, my follies, then Edgar was abused.
Such an agonizing, ironic moment. Literal blindness leads to spiritual sight.
Yeah. And this is where Edgar, who's been disguised as poor Tom, steps in.
He poignantly guides his blind father, ultimately leading him to what Gloucester perceives as a miracle that saves him from suicide. It's one of the play's few sort of redemptive threads, profound loyalty and compassion shining through all that suffering.
So the climax comes when Cordelia returns to Britain. She's leading the French army.
Right, but not really for conquest. It's to rescue her father.
And there's that brief, incredibly tender reunion where Lear seems to regain some sanity. He asks her, "Pray you now, forget and forgive. I am old and foolish."
It's such a fragile moment of grace, isn't it? A glimpse of the love that was just so carelessly thrown away at the beginning.
But this being Shakespearean tragedy, it doesn't end there.
Not quite. The French army is defeated, Lear and Cordelia are captured, and there's this final desperate twist where Edmund tries to do good, orders a reprieve for Cordelia, but it's too late.
And Goneril and Regan.
They meet their own horrific ends. Goneril poisons Regan over their shared desire for Edmund and then kills herself.
And Cordelia.
In the most heart-wrenching moment, she's executed, hanged, on Edmund's earlier unrescinded order.
Oh, Lear's final moments are just agonizing. He comes in carrying her body, howling, how, oh, you are men of stone.
The grief is just overwhelming. He dies basically of a broken heart, repeating never, 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 never.
It leaves you just shaken. A stark depiction of suffering, misjudgment, justice, loyalty, love, despair, all of it.
It really is a timeless exploration of humanity's darker sides, but also maybe its nobler ones too, hidden in there. What an intense journey.
Okay, wow. So, having explored Lear's devastating consequences of misjudgment, let's maybe pivot now to a different kind of tragic spiral. One ignited by ambition in the bloody world of the tragedy of Macbeth.
Right, so this play starts with Macbeth. He's a brave Scottish general, and his loyal friend Banquo. They're just returning from a victorious battle.
And then they run into the witches.
Exactly, the three weird sisters out on the heath. And they give these prophecies, don't they? They hail Macbeth first as Thane of Glamis, which he already is, then Thane of Cawdor, and then the big one, King Hereafter.
And they have something for Banquo, too.
Mm-hmm. They prophesy that Banquo will get kings, though thou be none. So his descendants will be kings, but not him. It's all very cryptic and chilling.
What's truly chilling, I think, isn't just the prophecy itself, but how quickly part of it comes true.
Right. Almost immediately, Ross and Angus arrive with news from King Duncan. Macbeth has been named Thane of Cawdor.
And that immediate validation, that partial fulfillment, it just ignites Macbeth's ambition, doesn't it?
It does, and maybe even more importantly, it fuels Lady Macbeth's ambition, which seems even fiercer. It shows how quickly, external validation can feed a darkness that was maybe already there, latent.
Yeah, Lady Macbeth's reaction is intense when she gets Macbeth's letter about this.
June immediately worries he's too full of the milk of human kindness to do what needs to be done, to take the fastest route to the throne.
And then she gives that terrifying speech, invoking spirits to unsex me here and fill her with direst cruelty.
Absolutely. She wants to ensure the regicide, the murder of the king, happens. She's leaving no room for doubt or compassion, basically sacrificing her own nature for power.
So the descent into tyranny is pretty swift and brutal after that. King Duncan arrives at their castle.
Trusting, honoring Macbeth, completely unaware.
Macbeth hesitates initially. He has doubts.
He does, but Lady Macbeth really pushes him, goads him, questions his manhood, and her pressure overcomes his qualms.
He commits the murder, and immediately the guilt, the paranoia, it just consumes him.
Right. He hears that voice crying, Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more. It's the psychological fallout that really grabs you.
The cover-up starts right away, too. Macduff discovers the body.
And Macbeth, pretending to be furious, kills the king's guards, the grooms, to silence them. Very convenient.
And Duncan's sons, Malcolm and Donalbain, they flee. Wisely.
Which makes them look guilty, of course. But Macbeth's fears aren't over. He remembers the witch's prophecy about Banquo's kids becoming kings.
So he orders Banquo's murder.
Yes. Though, crucially, Banquo's son, Fleance, escapes. That's a critical loose end for Macbeth.
And this leads to that incredibly unsettling scene at the banquet.
Ah, Banquo's ghost. Yeah. Its appearance, visible only to Macbeth, is just this stark manifestation of his unraveling sanity. He's shouting at an empty chair, "Avaunt, and quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee!"
It's not just a ghost story. It's like we're seeing inside his tormented mind.
Exactly. So, driven by this growing paranoia, Macbeth goes back to the witches.
And gets more prophecies.
More ambiguous ones, yeah. He's told none of woman born shall harm Macbeth. And also that he won't be vanquished until great Birnam Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
Which sounds pretty impossible. He must feel invincible after that.
He seems to. And misinterpreting these prophecies feeling secure, he commits another ruthless act, ordering the murder of Macduff's wife and children. Just brutal.
But the fall is coming, isn't it? Lady Macbeth starts to break down too.
Oh, definitely. Tormented by her guilt, she starts sleepwalking, trying to wash imaginary blood from her hands, muttering, "Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand."
Her death is reported later, almost as an afterthought. It's clear the guilt just consumed her.
Meanwhile, Malcolm, Duncan's son, and Macduff, now seeking revenge, they lead an English army against Macbeth.
And they have that clever strategy with Birnam Wood.
Yes, cutting down branches to disguise their numbers as they approach Dunsinane. So Birnam Wood does seemingly come to Dunsinane Hill, fulfilling the prophecy in a way Macbeth never imagined. Brilliant, dramatic irony.
Macbeth makes his last stand, defiant, but increasingly isolated in his castle.
Right, and in his final showdown with Macduff, that none-of-woman-born prophecy gets chillingly undone.
Because Macduff reveals.
He was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped. Caesarean section, not technically born in the usual way.
Wow, that line always gives me chills.
It's a fantastic twist. So Macduff kills Macbeth, ending his tyranny. Malcolm is hailed as the rightful king of Scotland.
It's such a gripping exploration of ambition, guilt, the supernatural, violence, retribution. Just so much packed in there.
Profoundly impactful, absolutely.
Okay, finally, let's turn to the tragedy of Othello, More of Venice. This one feels, I don't know, maybe more intensely personal, a devastating story of love, trust, and ultimate destruction.
It really is. We start with Othello, the respected Moorish general in Venice, who has secretly married Desdemona, a beautiful Venetian noblewoman, daughter of Senator Brabantio.
And maybe we should just quickly touch on that term more. In Shakespeare's time, it generally referred to someone of North African or maybe Middle Eastern descent, often with dark skin. It adds this crucial layer of otherness right from the start.
It absolutely does. And it becomes central to the tragedy. This secret marriage immediately lights the fuse for Iago's malice.
Right, Iago, Othello's ensign, his junior officer.
And he hates Othello deeply, primarily because Othello promoted Michael Cassio over him.
So his first move is pure venom.
Pure venom. Inciting Desdemona's father, Brabantio, using these crude, racist images about Othello and Desdemona, shouting about, "An old black ram is topping your white ewe." It's a calculated attack, playing directly on prejudice.
Brabantio is enraged, obviously, accuses Othello of witchcraft, right? Thou hast enchanted her.
He can't believe his daughter would choose Othello otherwise. But Othello gives this incredibly eloquent defense to the Duke and the senators.
Explaining how Desdemona fell in love with his stories, his life, his struggles. I saw Othello's visage in his mind, he says, not magic.
It's a powerful testament to their bond. And then Desdemona herself confirms it, powerfully declaring her love and duty to Othello, choosing him over her father. "Let me go with him," she insists.
So the Duke sanctions the marriage, and Othello is sent to Cyprus to command the Venetian forces against the Turks.
Right, accompanied by Desdemona, Iago, and Iago's wife, Emilia, who is Desdemona's attendant. This seems like a moment of triumph, maybe, but it's really just setting the stage for Iago's cruel game.
Once they get to Cyprus, that's when the web of lies really starts spinning.
Oh, yeah. Iago's soliloquies, where he speaks directly to the audience, reveal his intricate, multi-layered plan, basically convince Othello that Desdemona is cheating on him with Cassio.
So his first move is targeting Cassio.
Exactly. Gets Cassio drunk, engineers a brawl, gets Cassio demoted. Iago smugly says, "I'll beat the knave into a twig and bottle." It's just masterful manipulation, isn't it? Diabolical.
Truly. And then he uses that handkerchief.
Ah, the handkerchief. It's
Yeah.
so important. A special gift from Othello to Desdemona. Iago uses it as the crucial piece of proof.
How does he get it?
He gets his wife, Amelia, to steal it for him. She doesn't know his full intent. And then he plants it in Cassio's lodging.
Such a small thing, an innocent object becoming this devastating weapon.
It shows how easily trust can be manipulated, how evidence can be manufactured.
And as Iago keeps dropping these insidious suggestions, planting seeds of doubt, manipulating conversations, Othello's mind just gets slowly, agonizingly poisoned.
You witness this tragic descent, don't you? From a noble, confident general to this tormented, rage-filled man consumed by jealousy. He laments, "My heart is turned to stone. I strike it, and it hurts my hand."
It's chilling to watch him crumble, just completely lose himself.
And the tragic conclusion is swift and devastating. Othello confronts Desdemona. He's completely convinced of her guilt by now.
Despite her desperate pleas of innocence, crying, "Oh, falsely murdered."
Despite everything, he strangles her in their bed, an act born entirely of delusion, fueled by Iago's relentless lies.
But the truth has to come out.
It does. Amelia, Iago's wife, discovers the murder. And despite Iago threatening her, she courageously reveals his villainy, exposing the whole plot and Desdemona's innocence. She proclaims, "I will be hanged if some eternal villain have not devised this slander."
King Iago
murders her for exposing him. A final, horrific act of self-preservation that completely unravels his scheme.
Othello's realization must be horrific.
Agonizing, he cries, "O thou Othello, that wert once so good." Overwhelmed by despair, remorse, the horror of what he's done, he kills himself.
Calling himself an honorable murderer, if you will, for naught I did in hate, but all in honor.
Trying to reclaim something.
Perhaps a final, desperate attempt to make sense of his actions, to reclaim his lost honor, even in death.
And what happens to Iago?
He's captured. But in a final act of chilling, defiant malice, he refuses to explain why he did it all, just says, "Demand me nothing. What you know, you know." He's sentenced to torture, leaving his pure malevolence disturbingly unexamined.
Wow. It's such a profound exploration of jealousy, manipulation, trust, prejudice, the destructive power of suspicion. Leaves you thinking about human vulnerability, definitely.
And human malevolence, too.
Oh.
A powerful, unsettling dive indeed.
So as we reflect on King Lear, Macbeth, and Othello, it's kind of striking how these plays, written centuries ago, still hit so hard. They definitely explore common threads of human experience, don't they? Like betrayal seems huge in all of them. Absolutely. In Lear, you get that raw, visceral betrayal within the family daughters against father, which just shatters everything, the kingdom, the family itself.
Right, and then in Macbeth, it's the ultimate political betrayal, isn't it? A general betrays his king, his friend, which spirals into tyranny.
And Othello gives us that incredibly intense, intimate betrayal, or the belief in betrayal destroying a marriage, a love, a life. Each one shows how tearing trust apart just creates absolute chaos.
Another thing that jumps out is the corrupting nature of power and ambition. Macbeth is like the poster child for that, right? Unchecked ambition just leads straight to moral decay and tyranny. His desire for the crown consumes him.
It does. But Lear, interestingly, shows the other side, the dangers of power given away rashly, carelessly, and then the struggle to keep your identity when that power is gone.
So it's not just wanting power, but also how you handle it or lose it.
Exactly. The path to ruin can take different forms.
And then there's that theme of blindness and sight. It keeps popping up. Lear's initial blindness to who really loves him. Gloucester's literal blinding, which ironically helps him see the truth about his sons.
Yeah, and Othello's complete emotional blindness to Desdemona's honesty, contrasted with Iago's sharp, manipulative sight, his ability to see and exploit everyone's weaknesses. It's a really powerful, recurring motif about perception, isn't it?
It really is. Which connects, I think, to madness and sanity, too.
Definitely. Lear's breakdown in the storm, Lady Macbeth's sleepwalking, her guilt-driven hallucinations, Othello's fits of jealous rage.
They all show the human mind just cracking under extreme pressure. We see the characters push way past their limits, the psychological cost of everything.
And maybe underpinning all of this is that constant tension between appearance and reality.
Oh, yeah. Goneril and Regan's fake flattery.
Yeah.
The witch's fair is foul world that Macbeth enters. And Iago, the ultimate master of appearing honest while being purely evil.
Honest Iago, they call him. It's a constant warning from Shakespeare, perhaps, to question what you see, what you hear, look deeper.
So while they share all these huge themes, each play still feels distinct, doesn't it? Like they focus on slightly different aspects of the tragic experience.
I think so. King Lear feels epic, exploring the breakdown of family, the state, even the self. It's this huge search for basic human values amidst utter chaos and suffering.
Whereas Macbeth feels more focused, maybe more psychological. It really zooms in on the degradation of one person, Macbeth himself, driven by ambition and guilt. And the supernatural element is much stronger there, too.
Right, it's a chilling character study, and Othello feels the most intensely personal, perhaps. A domestic tragedy, really, focused on love, trust, jealousy, manipulation within this intimate relationship.
With those added, really uncomfortable layers of racial prejudice woven in.
Exactly, adding complexity to Ago's manipulation and Othello's vulnerability.
So stepping back, what can we still learn from these plays today? I mean, they're old, but
They feel incredibly relevant. For one, they really highlight the enduring fragility of trust. How easily it can be shattered, sometimes by just one misstep or one malicious person.
yeah, and tied to that, the insidious nature of manipulation. How easily it works when we don't question motives, when we just accept appearances. It's a timeless warning, really.
Definitely. And maybe most importantly, they underscore how vital self-awareness and critical thinking are, especially when emotions are running high, when jealousy or anger or pride clouds our judgment. We see these characters make choices that, from the outside, seem almost unbelievable.
Yeah, you watch Othello and you just want to shout at him, "Don't you see?"
Exactly. Ultimately, these tragedies remind us of the devastating consequences our choices can have, not just for us, but for everyone around us. And they reflect these timeless struggles: power, loyalty, finding meaning in a world that often feels chaotic.
It's like these plays, hundreds of years old, are still holding up a mirror to the deepest parts of human nature. They make you ask, what are the real costs of our desires? How well do we actually know the people closest to us? What stands out most to you when you think about these stories?
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Shakespeare's greatest tragedies. We hope this has given you maybe a shortcut to being well-informed, spark some new insights, or perhaps even a desire to pick up these timeless works and explore them for yourself.
Until next time, keep digging deeper.